Well, this is a long overdue caption or record of our project for our traditional smokehouse here in North Georgia. Did a lot of research on it. A lot of blogs provided great information. I kind of added a few twists to what I had in mind, what I thought might work a little better. And you know, these projects usually tell you a little bit about what's going to happen as you're building it, but once it's done, you've got to play around with them, figure out what works best, what your capabilities are, and you know what you want to stay away from. But here we have just about a 10-foot section between the smokehouse and the firebox. It's vented underground in order to help cool the smoke. I can cook and cold smoke in this as long as the ambient temperature provides it. Summertime, of course, you know, early morning, if you've got a 4-hour smoke, you can get by with it. Stay under the 90 degrees for country hams, things like that. But anyway, let me show you what we've got. I'm not a pro. This is the first time I've ever done brickwork, but as you can see, I was able to configure a firebox that provides enough heat and vents fairly well. Just standard block. I didn't use, or brick. I didn't use any fire brick. Probably will next time if I ever do it. One of the big things that I realized I should have done is poured the concrete top. As you can see, it's cracking. Being a Marine, though, I always do things twice as pretty much overboard. Everything that I do, there's a lot of steel in here, so that's the only reason why it hasn't broken up or become more brittle. Maybe you have to do something down the road, but you can see a very good hot fire in there, and vents in the very back. You can't really see it. So you know, we're learning how far to keep the door open for the draft, creating more heat, cutting the heat down. That's pretty much where we control the heat. Up here at the actual smokehouse, we've done a few things to help draft, improve the heat, cut the heat down. Just a regular, I'm calling it a smokestack. I improvised and put a baffle in it. You can move this baffle up or down. Internally there's a flat disc and restricts the outflow of the smoke, so if you want to trap a lot more heat and smoke, you just shut that baby down and it works out pretty good. On the front of the smokehouse, I'll shut the door. We've got just a draft vent here, sort of a screened in louvers. I can actually, I've got an adjustment arm there and I can prop it up in different angles. Really haven't had to use it. I'm not sure what it'll come in, when I'll have to use it, if I do at all, but it looks pretty good. I built this out of rough sawn white oak. The boards are about 1 1/8 inch, so I've got really good insulation. It holds it in. I really suggest using the white oak. Once it dries up, it pretty much stays the same way. Of course, I did put a pretty good overhang to keep the wood dry during pretty good rainfall. And of course, I shingled the roof. My batten strips, I went with cedar, just redwood cedar, not aromatic or any of the smell good stuff, but I figured I'd put that on there. I don't think it moves a whole lot, so any moisture, I'm pretty sure that those slats will cover the seams between each one of the boards, and that really helped hold the heat in. If you want to cook in something like this, you know, you want to lock as much heat as you can in there, but of course I've left some draft areas. I'm not going to really plug them up. I want some good air circulating through there when I do my cold smoke cures. But anyway, just a first time project for something like this. I'm in the construction, but I don't do masonry and I don't build a lot of stuff. I just do the grading. I highly recommend it for folks that want to learn old school ways of curing meat. I'm still learning. There's tons of information out there. Been a lot of people have been very helpful, a lot of the old timers. And one of the things I do suggest also is I've got the probes, and real quick, I've got pretty much two. I'll have to back up where you can see inside this, but I've got the lower side, which I dedicate pretty much to cooking. Of course, I've got some Boston butts in there right now. I'm going to close it up. I've let it, they're close to done, so I'm going to, that's okay to have the door open. But the top side I can do jerky. I've got some dowels, I don't know if you can see them in there, where I can hang hams, summer sausages, any kind of sausage to cook them or cure them. But this is it. Just a plain old smokehouse. White oak, rough sawn, very Appalachian looking. We'll do some landscaping around here. Sorry folks, we're at the end of the project and I've still got a lot of work ahead. But any questions, feel free to hit me up on the blog. I'll try to post this where anybody has any interest might be able to get some information from me, and step by step how I went about building this and how it works. Y'all have a great day.